And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew. Hope you enjoyed that break because we have returned with the semifinals. Our first semifinals of the night of WTL 2023 Winter KungFu Cup round number 8. Up first, we have herO versus Dark. The vetoes are done, and we are loading into game number 1. Going to be taking place on Alcione. Vamonos. The first of many, or potentially many, ZVPs are upon us. So someone in the chat earlier mentioned we could of course find ourselves in the middle of a ZVZ finals, PvP, or a PvZ. All three are possible. And here we go. In the bottom left hand corner of Alcione, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing KranKy Z Gaming. It is Dark. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Protoss representing KranKy Z Gaming as well. It is herO. And if you are in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on how you think this series will conclude. Will it go one way or the other? Only one DKZ player can make it into the finals. There can be only one. Oh, Vamonos. For now, Dark, oh, we're popping off. Dark, he mines through the minerals and he is racing his way towards the gold base. herO, none the wiser for the time being, is going to be scouting, going to be checking the natural base location to deny it. Little does he know that Dark has gone straight for the gold. Now, we've seen quite a lot of this from Zerg players recently. We saw this in WTL a couple of days ago as well. And this typically leads into a massive, into a roach rush, into a roachling all in, waddling the queens across the map. This base is very exposed. Ideally, you want this to kind of boost you into aggression, not into a later game, but we'll see. We'll see how Dark approaches this. For now, herO's in the dark. For now, herO, I mean, he is in Dark's main base, but he's also not aware of what's going on. He hasn't seen much here. He's just harassing in the middle line. He hasn't checked. Uh-oh. For all he knows, the triangular third or the linear third has been taken. For all he knows, everything is normal, but really it is anything but. As workers are being transferred over, and I'm sure herO should have noticed by now that something is wrong. Be like, hell, hold on. Where'd all those probes go? what's going on, Poppy? What's going on? As we are transferring over towards the gold base. Meanwhile, gate expand into the cyber core, standard opener out of herO. So far, everything's looking normal. Things are on the way, and this probe is now going to be leaving. I wonder if herO noticed the workers. I'm sure I hope he did, is what I will say. I hope he noticed the Maynard, the transferring workers, as we're going into a Twilight Council opener. Let's go. Aggression is upon us. With this Twilight Council, we can go into Glaive Adepts. We can also go into a Dark Shrine as well. Both are available. Both are possible. We'll see what kind of direction we head in, as we have not pulled out of gas yet. We're still staying in gas. Rocks are being knocked down. Queens are moving out. Link speed is on the way, and we are getting that third base as well. We're going to be working with a lot of larva. A lot of larva is going to be available. Now Lings are keeping up with the Stalker. Forcing it back. We haven't pulled out of gas, by the way, which means this could lead into DTs. This could even be Glaives plus Dark Templar as well. There it is. Dark Shrine is on the way. Again, a big read for this, for those who are maybe unaware, you actually pull out of gas if you're going for Glaive Adepts, because you actually don't need that much gas to maintain a 4-gate production. So that was our tell that it was going to be a Dark Shrine variation. As for now, Dark hasn't quite scouted the main base, not fully aware of what herO is up to either. Both players trying to piece this all together. Prism is on the way. Roachhorn already on the way for Dark as well. But there is no detection. Scratch that. We now have detection. We have a Spore at the gold. We have a Spore in the main. We will have detection available. At least defensively. Not so much if we want to be aggressive. And because of that, if Dark wanted to go for an all-in, and he does, by the way, he's cutting workers at 34, we have Roaches and Lings in production. If he wanted to go all-in, he's going to have a hard time because defensive DTs are going to be king. Like, there's no way to get any detection out on the map. As the War Prism has arrived, 3 Dark Templar on the way. Dark, he's moving out for his attack, but he needs to come back home. Here we go, the DTs, they have arrived. Dark, he does arrive here just in time as well. Forcing back the Dark Templar. We have another Spore on the way in the 3rd. And Dark is droning. Yeah, he knows he cannot attack because the potential for defensive DTs is there. Speaking of, we have 1 Dark Templar back at home. And Dark has to just drone on up and get into a longer game. Meanwhile, herO backs up. You can morph in some Archons, and there we go, Archons are now in production. We have a DT in between the bases, picking up whatever he can. Oh my god! We do manage to get one of the Archons though. Big pickup. Did barely miss that, but 1 Archon did go down. That's pretty huge. Only 1 Archon remaining. The Queen will survive. Good juggling from herO overall. But yeah, Dark is just saturating his bases. We have another wave of DTs on the way, and Zelts as well. Lair is done. Oh. And we should have some mobile detection on the way soon as we get the Queens. 2 Queens go down. Behind this, herO is still on 2 bases, but at least he's taking up even further towards Aerobotic Spade, towards Disruptors. Disruptor production has commenced. He should be safe here. Should be safe to expand and take a 3rd. Meanwhile, Dark is still stuck at home. As he is being pulled apart. It's being stretched thin, maybe a better way to put it. herO, he may have lost one of his Archons, but here we go. He's now going to be pushing with everything else with a bit of a kitchen sink. He's got Archons, DTs, Sentries, Zealots, Chargelots, Immortals, and a Disruptor as well. Bit of everything. I mean, this is quite a terrifying army, especially with that Disruptor. The War Prism going to be threatening a dive. Never goes up. Ooh, but the splits are too good and it doesn't connect with anything. Good moves out of Dark. Prism comes in. Queens do fend it off. Barely. So 1 Queen does go down. Here we go. Dark cannot focus on his assault. What do we have at home to defend? We have a 2nd Disruptor. Shield Battery. Overcharge is going to be available as well. Dark does have to push. God, that's a 3rd Disruptor. Nova goes off. Will connect. Shield Battery Overcharge was wasted. Do we have detection? As there are some defensive DTs in the mix as well. So far, Dark, he is gaining ground. The Overseer is back home, actually. Ay, ay, ay. But herO does defend, and Dark backs up. Knows he cannot break his opponent. Has a large army, yes, but can't really make use of it. So Dark is going to have to focus on redroning, resaturating. Infestation Bits on the way for Hive Tech. Baneley Nest as well for Lingbane Roach Ravager. God, these Archons are just being such a nuisance. And in the hands of herO, these Archons should not go down. It's going to be a cancel in this hatchery. herO gaining access to his own gold base as well. Here we go, herO from behind, pushing on forward here. The Novas, we have so many of them. Oh my god. Up. Nova's going to be going off, zoning back the Roach Ravager. And the Roach Ravager Army is going to have a hard time engaging, especially against so many disruptors. Not like this, as we do catch some. Up. We get one, we get two. We take a massive Nova to the face. Two disruptors do go down. Dark trying to amass his own army. Up. As we do have Novas going off once again, not quite connecting though, as herO is here overextending. The file's not quite connecting, the Prism goes down, but herO, he can keep pushing. Yeah, he's looking to snowball out of control. He gets on top of the Queens, gets on top of the Ravagers as well. Boys are being pulled. And herO is just outscaling Dark. Just Disruptors, Immortals, all things good against Roach. Dark has been struggling. Trying to get more bases up and running. Working through his bank as well. He's actually catching a lot of these Stalkers. Has built up his Ravagers, but again, Dark is in trouble. Behind this, he's working towards his Hive, which will gain access to Vipers. Vipers will be insane in this position. They can easily shut down these Disruptors. But they take time. They take time to really get into. As the DT's coming in again. Not like this. Thankfully we have Spores. And the game is gonna settle from here. Again, herO though, he does have a lot of momentum going his way, and he's ahead. He is ahead at this point. Like, Dark is on the back foot. Spore going to be going down. A couple of Banelings do connect. Behind this, herO taking his fourth, getting into additional Disruptors. Still only making one Disruptor at a time. We can probably afford a second Robotic Spay. Sorry, a second Robo. As herO's going to rotate around. Still maintaining control. Oh my god, as we catch so many of these Overlords for free as well. The Overlords go down. This base is going to go down as well. Darky doesn't have enough to really contest against the army. We have plenty at home to defend. The Ling Rumbai does nothing. Now, thankfully, we've already mined most of this base, so not the most valuable base for Dark to lose. But herO, he's on the cusp of maxing out. Additional pylons on the way just so we can get into additional Disruptors. He is going to be pushing. As long as he doesn't get caught out, he should be able to break through. It's that 5 Disruptors. We dive on top of the army. herO, he knows how far ahead he is. He can just say, hey, even without the Disruptors. GG gets called, and herO will take game number 1. Whew. Taking down Dark and doing really well with his opener. GG. GG, well played. So the opener of herO, it almost completely shut Dark down. Going for the DTs. Because of that, Dark wanted to all in. Remember, Dark, he was building up towards a massive Ling, Roach, Ravager attack. But he couldn't all in. He couldn't commit because of the Dark Templar. Because he needed detection. Otherwise, he could never break herO back at home. So Dark, he was stuck with a big army with nothing to do with it. He couldn't really make use of it. His economy was struggling as a result because he had invested so much into those roaches early on, and yeah, nothing really came of it. And herO ran away with it in the end. You know, the Dark Templar, they gave him so much breathing room. He was able to take up into Archons, into Charge Lots, Disruptors, Immortals, into yeah, everything amazing against roaches. And herO, he just ran away with it. GG. GG, well played. Again, a really good response, or a really good, again, tech choice, I should say, from herO. And Dark rolling the dice, and you know, when you gamble, you know, sometimes high risk, high reward, you win. Sometimes you win, sometimes you do lose. And yeah, from the get-go, Dark was in a rough place. But now we're getting into our second game. Yo, are we baking? Baking some quick bread today. Oh, let's go. I've never baked my own bread. One day. We'll bake, puppy. We'll bake. I mentioned before, I made pasta today. Oh. The food coma was real. But here we go. We're getting into game number 2. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Solaris, we have the South Korean Zerg player representing KaiZer Gaming, looking to fight back in this series, going for a 12 pool. We've seen this before. It is Dark. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player representing KaiZer Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is herO. Here we go. So we do have a 12 pool opener out of Dark. My eyes are on this drone. Do we expand or do we go across the map? We're going across the map. It looks like we are going for another proxy hatch. So we mentioned this before during the series. I think it was in game 1 of Dark versus Showtime, the game before he actually did it. We spoke about how Dark has been very fond of this, and he's been doing it every single PvZ, and that still rings true, even here against herO. This is not the first time that Dark has done this against herO, but again, it's a 12 pool proxy hatch. We saw this bring down Showtime. herO, on the other hand, has plenty of experience, and the probe is waiting here. We go for a 2-gate opener. herO is aware, and he does deny the hatchery. So because of the positioning of that probe, because of the wall that was already being thrown down, because of the 2-gate opener, this hatchery could not be thrown down as a part of the wall. Ideally, it's a part of this wall here, and we get extra surface area on the gateway. Instead, we go for the hatch block, which means Dark has to transition. He's droning. Lings have arrived, but Dark, he should be expanding faster back at home. And herO, he's waiting for the expansion with the probe. Should be pylon blocking here, and yeah, there it is. The pylon is thrown down. The Lings, they have to come back. A big delay here for Dark. Across the map, Lings, they do get on top of this gateway, and they're going to get some damage done, but second Zealot has arrived. herO, he should be able to hold. Across the second pylon. A second pylon is thrown down, and Dark's natural is just so heavily delayed. That's going to be a cancel. Finally, we can expand. And now herO can focus on dealing with this proxy. So this hatchery will finish, but we shouldn't really be investing too much here. We have a queen on the way. We have some Lings as well. Dark back at home should just be droning. There it is. We're just making drones back at home. So Dark is trying to get back into this economically and trying to get into the mid game. Yeah, the Lings are cancelled. And herO behind this is going for a gateway and a Twilight Council. I wonder if he's going for Glaive Adepts. Glaive Adepts would be a really good option at this stage of the game. We saw that Showtime had a similar response. A different game state, but similar response nonetheless. I was trying to think of a way to avoid saying biscuit. I mean, you don't bake... I mean, you do bake biscuits. You do bake cookies. That's true. Making cookies? Gibbs the cookies. As Adepts getting across the map, the proxy pylon is going to be shut down. So we can't reinforce across the map. We do indeed have glaives on the way. We have one gateway in the main. We have 2 gateways here at the natural. Lings, they get us around! Oh my god! And this pylon is barely gonna fall. herO, has he noticed? He's focusing across the map. And that's his production. Most of his production depowered. Dark making some moves. Making some plays. Lings, they're still in the main base as well. And they're just not allowing herO to get this back up and running. Yeah, 2 pylons are thrown down instead. Lings lying in wait. Adepts, they were pulled back home for a moment there. herO just having really awkward execution of this all in, and there it is. 4th gateway gets thrown down as a proxy. So 4 gate glaives. Meanwhile, Dark already has a Roach Warren. Can he fight back? Can he hold on? Can he survive? It's going to be a close one. Here we go, Adepts. threading a shade into the main. More depths are on the way. herO going for a Dark Shrine behind this. We're just doubling down. So we get on top of the natural base here. Dark barely has an economy. So does herO, to be fair. As herO is one base all in. Roach is full. We commit. We commit to the shade. We dive into the main base. We clean up the links. We're going for the queens. We got one. And I'm afraid. Do you see what I see? I see zero detection. No spores in the main, no spores at the natural. Adepts are just keeping Dark busy. And the longer this goes on, the closer we get to Dark Templar. Oh boy. Not like this, Papi, not like this. So far, I mean, the Roaches, they are forcing herO back. But we commit to the shade, we get into the main base, we focus out as many drones as we can. And the Dark Shrine is done. herO has done it. He has kept Dark busy long enough for these DTs. And this should be the end of the series. We recall back home. There are a lot of Roaches here, but the Dark Templar are waddling on in, and there just is no answer. There's nothing here. GG gets called, and herO will take the series 2-0, eliminating Dark from the tournament. GG. GG, well played. herO is going to be our first finalist, waiting in the grand finals for the winner of the next semis. Oh my god. GG, a very chaotic series, very back and forth. Again, herO, because he is so familiar with Dark, herO, he was so quick to respond to the 12 pool. As soon as he saw it was a 12 pool, immediately a 2-gate response. 2-gate response, he already had a probe on the low ground to wall off. It meant that Dark could not throw down his proxy hatchery to disrupt the wall like he did against Showtime. Again, clearly, you know, herO, he's very familiar with Dark, and this scenario has played out before. So herO was more prepared for it. He shut it down very early on, and Dark was attempting to transition, and herO punished him so hard. GG, well played. herO makes it through, and we have our next semifinals on the horizon. Here we go. Up next, we are going to be getting into Solar versus Max Packs. Bam.